Good morning. My name is Julia Flynn Worry, and you found us. It is Monday Momentum Make Some Money Honey, and I'm coming to you live from the East Coast where it's 10 a.m. And my partner Sarah Coolidge is coming to you live from the West Coast where it's much earlier. It's only 7 a.m. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, you're muted, darling.
There we go. Good morning, everyone. Gosh, we have two things to celebrate in California right now. One of them is it's light, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's light outside, so something must be happening with the sun and the planet. And where I live, it's snowing, which is even better for us because we love the snow in Tahoe, and we haven't had any all year hardly. We've got about 6 inches now, and it's starting to dump right this minute, and I wish I could take a picture and put it up for you to see. Welcome to Monday Momentum. It's a Make Some Money Honey Monday. We're going to be telling you secrets to help you get your week up and running so that you have a fabulous week. Slide into Friday, doing everything you want to do and feeling really good about what you got done. So, good morning. Back to you, Julia.
Absolutely. And I'd like to also have our third host who is coming to you from near where I live, and that is Brenda Graham. She's muted right now, but Brenda, unmute and tell us all about what you're doing and what's in store for you.
I'm just like Sarah. I am so happy to see the sun. I can't, it makes you want to just do weird things. So that's why you see me in pearls and this morning, because I am excited. So Brenda Graham, Success Mentor, coming to you from Columbia, Maryland, here to serve.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And then here she is. I am so excited to say, we've got Linda Kay coming to you from probably where it's the coldest place on earth right now. Is that right, Linda? Is it the coldest place on earth?
We are in the double digits again. I am so happy that spring is on its way, let me tell you. Yeah, shoveling again this morning. Another storm coming in on Wednesday. It's just been so routine every couple of days, but I'm happy to be here. So good morning. Happy Monday.
That is awesome, and I have to say you look absolutely great today. You really look beautiful. So, and
looking fabulous.
Everybody does. I've got my makeup on, but I see that my sunshine looks a little different than my bathroom mirror, which is one of the wonderful things about doing Monday Momentum. Monday Momentum has really gotten us all the impetus to get started and launch our week off correctly and on the right foot and really moving forward. And I am so excited to be a part of this because normally I wouldn't necessarily do that, but this really gets me excited and enthusiastic. I do have a funny thought about the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast. We are very excited here, me and Brenda, I'm sure, because on Wednesday we're supposed to have 50-degree weather. Woohoo, right?
Yes.
Right, that's how we feel. But I just got an email from a client who's on the West Coast in San Diego saying, it was horrible, it was so cold, it was 50. I thought that is telling. That is very, very telling. Well, enough about the weather across the coast. Let's dive right in. I want to hear from everybody. Our topic today is probably the one topic that everybody wants to know what the answer is. And that is, how do I get 25 new clients quickly or today or fast? And I don't know if we all have 25 ideas, but I think when you pool our resources, we might come up with some really good one to come up with 25. I'd like to kick it over to Sarah and have her talk a little bit about some ideas that she might have, that being the topic. I think we've really kind of got our training wheels on and we're ready to roll. Sarah, what do you think?
Well, when I first thought about this topic, when we decided what we were going to talk about, for me it was mostly about getting new leads and how would I get 25 new leads in one day. And obviously, all of us have to get leads or network in some way or another. And I'm always saying that it's not just about network marketing, meaning it's not just MLMs, it's not just those kinds of businesses, which are sometimes also called relationship marketing, that everything we all do all the time is networking, network marketing. When you're building relationships with anybody, and whether or not you're marketing, please eat your lunch today, honey, because it's good for you, or as a parent, or marketing, your business. Either way, building networks, building relationships helps you make that sale, which is just getting somebody to do what you would like them to do, and building a network is so important. So getting 25 new leads in one day, you did that every day for a year. Imagine how big your network would be. And of course, you want them to be leads that actually have some connection to you. I mean, you can buy a list of leads, for instance, but I don't think that's ever really worthwhile because you get all these strangers. So my first idea was just, okay, we'll go to a networking meeting, go to one that has 25 people minimum in it, and then, find a way to get them to want to connect to you. And one easy way is always to find something that you have that's of value that you can give them in exchange for their contact information. So if you would like my free 10-step guide on, how to raise your SEO, search engine optimization, for those of you who don't know, but that would be something that Julia could do for you. She could put together a 10 low bullet list and say, I'm happy to give this to you in exchange for your email. I'll send it to you as, when I get home. And there you go, 25 new leads. That's my little idea. I have a couple of others, but I'd like to hear others too.
I really like that, actually, Sarah. I really, really do like that. What I hear from that is truly that there were two tips there. The first tip is to find a local networking meeting, which I want to say to everybody means you will actually have to leave your home, which if you work from home might not be the easiest thing to do. So finding a good networking meeting, we can use Meetup. You could just Google networking meeting in your city or in your area. You could go right to the Chamber of Commerce or to some other organizations. There are several on the East Coast and West Coast. Then you want to, when you get there, not just talk to people and shove your business card in their hands or get their business cards, but Sarah said provide value. So there's two ideas there which I'm really enthusiastic about. That's exciting. And Brenda or Linda, which one of you would like to go first? Because you're both welcome to jump right in. Oh, it looks like Linda wants to jump in. Oh, no, Brenda? Brenda first? No, Linda goes, no. Brenda.
No, I couldn't find the button for the microphone.
Right, that was my problem too, Linda. So when we're considering the networking, I just think every time you do, even if you need 25 immediately, you need to focus on three things. Do you want them, one, fast or slow? Do you want quality versus quantity? And then cost versus free. So, but it all still gets back to the relationship. So my key today is I'm going to Panera's, because whenever there's a weather break, everybody, after they get those kids to school, they have been closeted in the home. So you go places where you know people are going to be interactive, starving for attention, social, and ready to talk about anything. They'll even still talk about the weather because the sun is shining. So that's going to be my focus today. As soon as we finish, I'm on my way to Panera's. At lunchtime, I'm going to move to La Madeleine's, and then I will come home and see what I have in my, in my portfolio at that point, in my notebook.
All right, so I have two questions for you for that, and then, if anybody else has a question, I have two questions for you for that. The first question is, or the first thought I have is, so if you don't get enough leads by going to breakfast and then lunch, you could always do happy hour and then dinner, which is good. But my next question is really, how do you launch that conversation? So a lot of people, I won't say they're shy, but how do you actually drum up a conversation with somebody at Panera Bread? What exactly do you mean? I mean, are you talking about the servers? Are you talking about the guests? Cabin fever, using cabin fever is a great idea, but my question is, what do you do? What do you say? What are your thoughts, everybody?
Okay. I don't sit at a table by myself. I always sit with someone that it's an odd number. So if there's one person or two or three, I'll be the fourth. It's, you do it almost like a card game. And then I just join their conversation. I ask them if they mind a fourth person. And I'll tell them I hate eating alone. I hate drinking my coffee alone. And then I sit down. I'm sitting down anyway.
That is fantastic. Very brave.
No, it's not brave. It's amazing. People want to help people who need help. and I need help enjoying my breakfast or my coffee because I hate doing this alone.
I really love that. I do. I'm impressed. What do you ladies and gentlemen think about that? Sarah, Linda, I want to hear from you all on that because I think that's one brave.
No, I agree. And another thing that I would add to it is I love what Brenda said about going to a place that's hopping, basically busy. And for me, some time ago, of course, not if it's an emergency and I'm in a big rush, but most of the time, if I'm standing in a line, I'm a happy girl. So the bigger the line, the better, because it gives you a chance to talk to people and meet them. And you know, you can all talk about, gee, we're standing in this line, and it's an easy topic, and then move on to other things. So being in a place where there's a lot going on gives you a chance to interact with more people.
I love it. Like Chipotle, there's notoriously a line at Chipotle. Not always at Starbucks, but at Chipotle or any of those kind of restaurants. Brenda, that was a really that was a good tip. I don't know if I ever actually added that to my list of ideas, but that's a really good one. I never thought of it that way. Linda, we'd like to hear from you. Tell us your thoughts. What do you think of these first two ideas? And do you have anything else?
Well, I'd love to go back for a moment to what Sarah said about the business cards. And I went to an event the other night, and I've got to tell you, this guy walked up to our little group. We had 3 people in the group. He walked up as a 4th, and the first thing he did was said, you know, give me your business cards. And I just was kind of thrown back, very turned off from this individual's approach. It is about the relationship. We keep bringing it up here, but I don't think we can emphasize it enough, because people don't realize that, yes, you go to networking meetings to meet people to get business cards, but my gosh, when you walk up to someone and say, give me your business cards, or here's my business card, give me yours, it's totally inappropriate. I love what Brenda said about people loving to help people. And, you know, I don't like to eat alone, and, you know, I'd love to join you, you know, for coffee or whatever it is. It's not an approach that I've ever taken because I'm so independent, but I'm going to adopt that one, Brenda. I really do like that. I think it's important. Going back to your original question that had to do with, you know, generating leads for the day, one of the things that I am about to try, and I've worked it to some success in the past before, is Sarah talked about creating, you know, 10 tips to, you know, SEO or whatever it happens to be. What if you were to take your idea to your existing client list and say, would you be willing to send this to your client list, making this offer for them to sign up for me, and in exchange I will, you know, provide you with some free service or, you know, something. And I think it's a way of, you know, networking, not just, you know, your list, but your list.
Yeah, that's great.
Your clients will love to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And give me a hard and fast, a true example of that, because I would like to hear exactly how you would implement that in a for example situation.
Well, in my instance, I do websites. I create websites for my clients. Sometimes I'll do their SEO for them. So Sarah's tip about, you know, 10 tips for SEO or whatnot, I think would be appropriate for me to take to my clients, because they all have friends that are struggling to get visibility on the internet. So you want to take something that you're already doing for a select number of your clients and expanding it. Now, if you happen to approach a client that's not using that service of yours, it might open their eyes. So although you're going to them to say, would you, you know, be willing to do this for me for a favor, it's also kind of opening them up to say, hey, we need to do that for me. So I think it's a win-win. In exchange, you've got to be willing to do something for them.
Right.
You know, sending it to your clients.
this is a dynamic group because these are ideas that are really making me think of a rubber band. You're going to have to stretch to do any of these. This is requiring you to stretch, and I am seriously impressed. I just absolutely, and I haven't even said anything yet, but Sarah, do you have something you wanted to add to that? Because I really have to say I'm impressed.
Well, I love Linda's idea, and initially I was thinking that, another way to get 25 leads would be to go to 25 of your existing clients and just ask them, find a way to ask them, but building it into developing something that they want, those 25 people, even if it's a discount on the services they're already buying from you, or a special package of some kind, so that they are, going to get value out of it as well, and then saying, I'll give you this if you will take this and send it to all of your list. And this is an invitation to something else. And by the way, if you are uncomfortable with that, here's an email you could send with it. And you just do it all for them, so that all they have to do is basically cut and paste your email into their thing and send it out. And of course, vice versa, if they would like to send something out to your list, you could do that. I just think it's a fabulous idea, and I have an upcoming program that I've been thinking, how can I get it full? Well, here's a way to get it full. Just by, this is my offer. Could you please forward it to all the people you know and not just be marketing it only to my list? So my little wheels are spinning.
That is fantastic. I really do love that idea. And I will say that it's interesting because currently I'm working on a project for one of my dental clients. And I don't know if you all know, but when I started my business, I word of mouth is the name of my company. And word of mouth for dentists and word of mouth teeth. I thought it was so clever and funny. I didn't think of the name. My clever mother and sister did. But what was cool is I was just this moment working on something that we do for the dentist called rewards cards. And rewards cards are for each dental office. They give them out to all of their patients when they're leaving. The hygienist usually presents them. And it isn't something that's just sitting by the front desk when they're checking out. They actually present this card as if it is a gift. And this is what the card basically says. Please send your own family and friends to us for the same care and attention that you have received from us. And when you do, you will receive a gift, and so will they. And this particular client actually has a listing. If you refer one client, you receive a Starbucks card. 5 clients, you get a mug. 10 clients, you get an umbrella or something like that. I forget the specifics, but they actually have this incentive program, and I will tell you, they've been doing it for about 8 years, and it works amazingly well. And it sounds crazy, but if you tell somebody what the prize is and what the goal is, it's amazing how many people want to work for it. I do want to share that I actually thought that
and Julia,
yes.
So that's interesting. They're a dentist and they're giving away a Starbucks card or mug or whatever it is. It's not related to their particular services. And I think sometimes we think, what can I give of my services? And it doesn't always have to be your own services.
And I will tell you, I'm really glad I forgot to mention that. Thank you so much for asking, because I always stress to these particular clients that it cannot be something they provide. You can't give away a free teeth whitening. You can't give $50 off your bill. You can't give them a new toothbrush. It doesn't work. It never works. And the second point is, this doesn't mean go out and buy 150 Starbucks gift cards and a whole package of mugs and this, that, and the other. If you want to have 13 golf umbrellas, see, the thing started with this. Starbucks gift cards are easy because somebody's always going to go to Starbucks or Panera or wherever on their lunch break, and you can say, hey, could you pick up a $5 card? This isn't like a $25 card, it's a $5 card. I'm buying you a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee on us is really how that started. The mugs were good because they wanted to have the mugs on the desks for each employee to have their own mug. So then they just doubled the order and had some extras. But the golf umbrella started because if it's a rainy day, they want to provide an umbrella. They'll go out to the car and get the patient and bring the patient in under an umbrella. So it was just one of those things where they weren't trying to buy something they didn't need or have a purpose for. And I say that because if you try to give them something like teeth whitening or whatever, it just doesn't have the same power punch. So that's the first thing. And I don't know, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because it really is it's a big deal. I can't believe I forgot to mention.
I like that because there we all have lists that include people that have not bought from us. And again, a Starbucks card, well, maybe they wouldn't be interested in having a discount off my services because they're not buying them now. But if they, are a human being in America, they probably have a use for a Starbucks card, even if all they're going to do is pass it on to someone else. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. They can use it in their own business, or they can make it a stocking stuff for next Christmas or whatever. It's perfect. So yeah, so that's one of my favorites. Funny story. I did have a client who did a $100 gift card. Did I ever tell you all this funny story? I had this dentist. Okay,
Mhm.
this dentist was giving $100 gift cards for any referral that became a patient. $100. And
Wow.
I kept saying to him, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I just couldn't believe he was doing it. Right around Christmas time, he got a phone call from a patient. The front desk office manager told me that this is what she said. Actually, the office manager called me and said, I just got a phone call from patient Mrs. Z. And Mrs. Z said, is there any way that instead of giving me a $100 gift card to, and I think it was like a bookstore, that you could give me a $100 gift card to this department store instead? And she said to me, I was just appalled that she would say that. And I said, you know what the best part is? She's making it her business to promote your business. So what I say is, I don't care where she wants that gift card to. If she'll give, because what she decided to do was refer all these patients so that she didn't have to buy Christmas gifts that year.
Mhm.
Get $100 gift cards to give everyone. That's super cool. So that's extreme, but that's a really great idea. So getting back on track, which I want to bring it back home, past the referral card. I thought we were saying, how do I get 25 actual customers today? I
Wow.
was thinking, how do I get 25 new customers today? So that is the same ultimately as getting 25. You need 25 leads because you need them to turn into customers. But I wanted to share a couple ideas I have on getting money from people.
Do it.
The first idea is exactly what everyone has just said. This is the only thing I thought. When Brenda goes to Panera or Chipotle or La Madeline or wherever, or Happy Hour or whatever it is, and she sits down and strikes up a conversation, perhaps she could have a sample of a product, or she could have those tips, or she could have all of that stuff to strike up the conversation and say, here's a gift for you. And in our case, we actually have, I think there's some coffee in one of our businesses. So here's a sample, and if you enjoy it, please go onto my website and place an order. If you do it today, I'll give you free shipping. The second idea I had was not my brilliant idea, it was to build off of everybody else's idea, incidentally, was to go to your 25 clients that are currently doing business, like you all said, and say, today I have a challenge. I'm trying to meet a goal. I don't know if you know, I have one new service that I'd like to offer you, but is there anyone that you think really needs me today? And I ask you this from the bottom of my heart, that if they really need me today and I could really do some business today, I would love to give you a benefit, a discount, a this, a that, or the other, if you can not only refer me, but call them and tell them that I'm trying to, further my business today. Ask for that. And then the third point is, you must ask for the business. You actually have to ask for the sale. You actually have to say, will you buy this from me today? And I am saying that to you not because I am the one who, not because I'm being preachy, but because I realize that that's where I'm falling down. I used to work with my brother-in-law selling furniture, and he read a really good book on closing the sale. And what he did is he started doing statistical odds of whether he asked for the business or he didn't. If he asked for the business, if he said, will you buy this from me today? Or what will it take for us to do business today? Or all you need to do to get started today is, if he said any one of those three things, his closing rate went up 80%. That was my brother-in-law one summer a couple years ago. So I'm not making that number up. That was something he did. I didn't do it. I'm not great at it. I'm just sharing that today, if you want to get 25 new customers, it is possible, but it is also going to require you to, again, stretch and ask for the sale. Thoughts, ladies? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I've got to tell you, I go in someplace and the salesperson says to me, you know, what can I do to close the sale today or whatnot, I am so turned off. So it's a lot of it's got to be technique.
It is. It's the way you slide it in. I mean, I never say that. I don't. Not anymore. When I sold retail furniture, the best technique we ever had was somebody would walk through the front door. We did no advertising, but somebody would walk in the front door, and the first thing we'd say is, "So how'd you hear about the sale today?" We didn't have a sale.
Nice.
We never had a sale. We didn't even have a sign. We barely had a balloon, you know. But that was always a good one. So that was a good technique. The thing that I traditionally say is, this is what I'm offering, and all we need to do to get started is this. All we need to do to get started is this. And I use that and I stress that with everyone, because if somebody has to say to you, great, I want to do this, how do we get started? I know that I've gone, oh, darn it, I haven't given them the instructions of, this is how we do the process. This is how you buy from me.
So I think, you know, what Linda was talking about definitely also applies to me. But when you soften it a little by doing all of the stuff that you said ahead of time, which is setting them up so that they, you know, if it's a one-day event, and of course you're being honest about this, not, okay, every day is a one-day event, because then it's baloney. But, you know, today our goal is to get 25 sales. So today we're going to do something different. And then you are asking them for help, which is what Brenda said earlier. My goal today is to get 25 sales. And, you know, we have a contest going on in the office, or I need to raise this money for my kids' dip braces, or whatever it is. Make it the truth, make it real. And if you could help me with that, it would be great. And then you're appealing to them for help, which is a natural thing people respond to. It's not straight out of the gate, and it's not delivered in a smarmy manner. It has to be genuine. But if you can instill in them their desire to help you, and the other one, which is their fear of a loss. It's only today. If I don't do it today, tomorrow I'm losing the chance to save $10, or I'm losing the chance to get this at a discount. Whatever it is, those two things can motivate a lot of people. But of course, it's how you deliver it. So I love it. You know, they walk in, how did you hear about the sale? And, you know, what sale? It doesn't matter, because, you know, obviously you have some mechanism of discounting that salespeople are allowed to use, but it gives them right away a chance to have a conversation that's not, can I help you? What can I show you? You know, those are sort of things we've all heard before. And if you ignore them, that's never a good idea either. So I love all that.
Thank you. I think that's great. Brenda, did you want to put something in there too?
Just to say that because I market businesses, when I sit down with people, I really can't offer them anything solid, but sitting with them lets me know if they would recognize an opportunity to have more, or to be open to something new in their life, to create something better, or to change if they're open to change. And that's what the chit chat is about. And that's how, you know, in a group, it really works well. And I don't want people to forget mothers who sit at tables with maybe a child or two. They are lonely people, because all they have to talk to is their husband and the kids. So they just love it when somebody offers to sit down with them. So don't forget your, you know, and you know, I'm not the kid person, so that is a stretch for me, but I'll do it if I have to.
I love that. I totally do. Actually, that's who I was just talking to on Facebook before we got on the air. A lady reached out to me, and it's just funny. I mean, she just started talking to me, and we were just chatting back and forth, and she's expecting, and she has children at home, and I could tell she really wanted to talk more, and she really wanted to share more, and it was wonderful. It made me feel so good, and you are dead on. Everybody here is so dead on. You are so smart. I love it. I'm so impressed. I have one more idea, and I'd love to hear what everybody's thoughts are.
We have 1 minute, girl. Is that right?
Oh, shoot. We have 1 minute. I'm going to throw out one more idea, and we'll talk about it next time.
Or if you want to hear Julia's one idea, why don't you contact us?
Contact us. There we go. No, I have one more idea. I have one more idea, and we'll talk about it later, and that's to co-market and co-brand. Let's talk about co-marketing and co-branding in the coming months. Um, you know, Sarah, you have hit the nail on the head. We are just excited, energetic, and people who are ready to do a lot and share a lot. And that is what goes on here every Monday morning. This team of people that you see here is growing and growing and growing. If you would like more information, please reach out to any one of us. I'm going to start us off with Linda. Linda, can you tell us who you are and how we can find you and the spelling of your name?
I am Linda, and I just made it easy with lindakay.com. That is KAYE.com.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Brenda Graham, can you tell us exactly where we might be able to find you? Oh, you're muted, my love. Mute. There we go.
You can find me at Brenda Graham Success Mentor or BrendaGraham.com at any of your local internet stops. It's Brenda Graham in Columbia, Maryland, 410-302-1892.
That is awesome. I love it. Sarah Coolidge.
I am Sarah Coolidge, and you can see right here, you can find me at ceospacewest.com. At CEO Space, we help you grow your business. So we take you from where you are right now, where you want to be, and we help you close that gap by accelerating your business. So if you are an entrepreneur or a small business owner and you're interested in moving faster and getting things done, please contact me. And thank you for joining us today at Monday Momentum. Make some money, honey. We'll see you again next Monday.
Absolutely. Man, I just love this group. I absolutely do. I'm Julia Flynn Worry, and you can find me on my website, makesomemoneyhoney.com. Make some money, honey. That's what I focus on. Every week we get together on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time to talk for a quick 30 minutes. But if you would like to know more, if you would like some more specific tools, exacting tools on how we might be able to work together to grow your business, you found the right people here. You can reach out to me at makesomemoneyhoney.com, and I can put you in touch with everyone, or you can reach out to Linda Kay, Brenda Graham Success Mentor, or Sarah Coolidge. All of us have our own .coms, which again is a great little tip. Join us again next Monday. We look forward to it. Have a wonderful week.
Bye.